Thank you and thank you. How about that, huh? Haven't told one joke and I'm rolling already. Rolling already.
Oh, yes. Good morning. Ohayo gozaimasu. It is I, your host, PoGokeRo, for the next fantastic installment of LAPIS Lazuli. Hello. It is I. Yes, I'm naturally here. And this morning with me, my co-host who made it, it is Captain Pones.
Good morning. I'm on time this morning. Look at that. I made sure to go to McDonald's early and get up and all that.
I'm the late one this time.
Actually, I only got up early because I thought I had to take Taylor to school, honest to God.
On a Sunday?
Yeah, I got up and I started getting dressed and Corey was like, where are you going? And I was like, I gotta take your sister to school. I'll be right back. Because I thought it was Friday.
Oh,
and then
man.
I'm sitting here, I put my pants on and I walk outside and I see everybody sitting there and I'm like, feels odd. Like, oh man, dang it, it's
right.
Sunday.
Alright, so where are you, senor?
I am still at the same place we logged off at, where I made my house that connected to your base via track.
So I'm going to your fantastic, amazing abode real quick.
Where you got your cheating pond?
It's not a cheating pond. It's an AFK sauna.
Your pond of cheating?
It's an AFK sauna. My goodness. I mean, this game expects you to do all this extra work, and I don't want it because it's not fun. To go around and gather freaking iron, dig it out of the ground. It's hard. So if I can automate certain things, I will. And there's a lot to automate. So here, come real quick. Let's check out my the one little thing I've been working on. It's not much, right?
Oh, let me take out my controller. Hold on.
Oh no.
Ooh, this is a fancy schmancy one too, man. I had so I traded in all my games and all that yesterday because my controller was breaking, and I bought one of those Xbox Elite controllers. Oh, so
nice.
This is the one with the paddles on the back and all that, so you don't have to, ever move my. I have the 2 fingers in the, the normal position on the analogs, and then on the back there's 4 paddles, so I can just kind of use all my fingers. I don't ever have to take anything off the analog.
Use all my fingers.
Yeah, I always use all my fingers though.
Yeah.
And then you can adjust the length of the sticks and the kind of pad you have on it. The
fully customizable.
Everything. Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Right, so let's go down. No. Well, okay, yeah, we can go down there real quick. I mean, I haven't really done much. I just extended my list of chosen ones.
Yeah, I'm sure.
The chosen ones. And I work
on write you guys a letter and send you guys some reading material.
They love each other. They just can't get to each other to love each other. So, okay. So this way over here.
Did you break their kneecaps? Is that why they can't step over the ledge right there?
No, that's what they want to live. They want to be in the cart. They even do the same thing. No, don't go that way. What are you doing? Come back. Stop. All right, stop doing that.
Man, I just like the way it looks.
All right, here, come over here. You'll have more fun with this one.
Oh, I went up there again. Hold on, I had to do it. I'm playing. I'm right here. Sucker.
All right, well here, go down this one. Down that one.
Dark.
Go.
Oh, it's so dark.
So yeah, I'm working on the mine part. So I had to dig all this out. Oh, you went back up. Oh.
That was super far. You go down like super quick, and it takes like a cool minute to go up with the water.
Yeah. So like that's why I don't put water.
Like it's that far down.
If I put water on the other side, it takes forever to go down.
Good God, it doesn't seem like you're that far down, but when the water takes you up, holy moly.
Yeah. So I dug down, straight down from the pyramid, thinking like I would have the buff of the pyramid down here, but no, I don't. No pyramid buff over here.
See that. And it's
yeah, you can
dark.
see bedrock is just right there.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, the funny rock right there. That's bedrock.
Ah, okay, okay.
You can't break it. So.
Yeah, I know.
And
Trust
I
me, I tried when I first started playing this game plenty of times. Until I found out it was unbreakable.
And then I thought, hey, how cool, but here, if you come over here and come over here, you will find out that I've already dug way past this.
Hey.
I've already made, this is the switch. So over there is, you know, back to the base.
So it's already dug out and all that.
Yeah, I already dug through here.
You need to go to another place.
So, well, okay, so yeah, that's the thing. Here, come back to the Drano here. So they're coming out with a new update. They're gonna have the pillage and village update, which means they're gonna update the villages, and they're gonna introduce a new mob, a pillager, that spawns and tries to overthrow the village, tries to take over the village. So
It's called zombie.
no, well, there's zombies, but then there's pillagers coming up with crossbows. So with sieges and stuff. So it almost makes me want to make a new world to get all the new stuff, the new oceans, the new.
Oh, because you're not gonna have whatchamacallit. That's right. It doesn't spawn or whatever. Because
Yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
either that or go make a new, travel really far away.
Yeah.
But this is not. There's nothing here, right? This is. I mean, I just started digging this out, looking for diamonds because I'm running low on diamonds.
You shine bright like a diamond.
In the sky, homie.
Oh, I do not like that song. I don't know what it is about.
Why? That song's great.
It's a good song. Don't get me wrong. Maybe I just had heard it too much, but I do not like that song.
All right. Well, hey, let's go back to Central Memorial Station. I'm at level. Let's see, level 13. So what I was thinking of doing was going to the end and like killing some. Well, no, you don't have a looting sword, so we can't do that. So never mind. I don't know what we're gonna do.
Go, 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 go.
But I can talk about some of the real world events. That's always fun.
Real world event.
Like, for example, do you know what happened this past week?
I've seen stuff all over the news, but I haven't really been following it.
Yeah, it's been pretty nuts.
Yeah, that one dude's face has been all over the freaking... Forget his name, but, you know, all over the freaking news and all that.
Okay, there's three major people that I want to talk about. There's Michael Flynn. There's Michael Cohen.
That's who it was.
You jumped out early, huh?
Oh no, it literally dropped me out. I'm not even freaking... I was sitting here drinking my coffee.
Oh, that's weird.
Black
It does that.
sauce. You're freaking faulty machines, dude. I'm gonna freaking write you a strongly worded letter to this place. See if anything
OSHA
happens.
involved.
Give me 1 sec. My freaking sound sounds weird on my end.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're plastered all over the...
What are you doing there?
Whatchamacallit. That's still... What is going on here? Oh, I hope he didn't mess with anything. He busted another headset this week.
Oh no, see, yeah, it's scary to get like a $100 headset for you, cause...
No, yeah, that's why now I put all my stuff away. I don't even mess around with that, yo. Nope.
So three guys, Michael Cohen, Michael Flynn, and Paul Manafort. Three major guys.
Okay.
So, Michael Flynn is the guy who kind of started the public side of this whole Trump-Russia thing. Michael Flynn was, he still is, but he's gonna be was real soon, was a general in the US Army. He decided that he wasn't making enough money as a US general. So he started pimping out his services to foreign governments, like Russia and Turkey. So,
like services like
I'm gonna lobby for your government inside of my government.
Okay.
Like, I'm gonna promote your interests. Like, I'm gonna do good things for Russia while I'm working for the U.S. government. So
you guys give me the hookup.
So Obama caught him doing this and fired him. and then Trump started hiring him, and then Obama warned Trump, don't hire this guy. This guy is no good. Don't hire him. Don't hire him. And then so what does Trump do? Trump hires Mike Flynn to be National Security Advisor, which is like one of the highest level people you can be. He has access to all the secrets that we have.
He has access to everything.
Yeah. Okay. And then so like he got caught early on, and he was like one of the first.
Let's just say he has access to whatever he has access to. I still think there's stuff out there that even like him doesn't have, he doesn't have access to.
Okay.
Some real dark stuff, everyone.
What I want to get to is Mike Flynn. So Mike Flynn, he realized when the special counsel got called on, what's his name, Robert Mueller. He knew. Yeah. He knew that was like, what are you doing over here? he knew that was the jig was up. He knew that like, they're coming to get me. So once he realized that the cops are coming to get him, he turned himself in, Mike Flynn. So he turned himself in.
For me. He's the younger cat he looked like, I think.
No, dude, he's an old guy. He's a general.
That's not the other one that I've seen then.
Okay.
The one that I've seen is a darker haired dude.
Well,
fairly young.
I don't know. I don't think Michael Cohen's
I don't know how young, but
Michael Cohen's like my age, if you're calling me young.
We're definitely not old. I mean, I know I'm old, but I ain't old yet. I don't think I'm old. I would probably figure old. Yeah, I got you.
So Michael Flynn came in early, and he implicated and told a big story, and told a whole bunch of what this conspiracy was. And in his sentencing memo, he hardly got anything. He got no jail time. He got nothing. He got charged with 1 count of lying, and he got no jail time because he came in early and cooperated a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next guy is called Michael Cohen. Michael Cohen was Trump's personal lawyer for 20 years. But Michael Cohen only has 3 clients. His 3 clients are Donald Trump, Sean Hannity, and some other rich guy. But the only lawyer work that Michael Cohen did for these 3 people, his only job was to make women sign non-disclosure agreements. Stormy Daniels and Ken McDougal?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so his only job was to get women to sign hush.
Yeah, because he was the lawyer, and they make him sign it. And,
Yeah, and his 3 clients were Donald Trump, Sean Hannity, and some other guy. So that means Sean Hannity has a bunch of women he had sex with that he wants to keep covered up.
Yeah.
That's why Sean Hannity is repeating the lies of Donald Trump, because Sean Hannity is in it too. He's in trouble too. All right, so there's that. And since Michael Cohen didn't cooperate, and his sentencing memo came down, since he didn't cooperate and since he kept telling lies, he's going to go in for at least 5 years into prison. Okay, so there's Michael Cohen. Now the last guy is Paul Manafort. Paul Manafort is super into the conspiracy. He's the one who picked Michael Pence. He's the one who kicked out Chris Christie from Team Trump. Okay. So that guy is, and what he did is he got charged and said, okay, I'm going to cooperate. I'm going to help you guys out to Mueller. Mueller's like, oh, okay. So they had an agreement. They made a plea deal with Mueller. But then Manafort went back to Trump with all the information he got from Mueller and fed it to Trump. So Trump got all this inside information from Mueller through Manafort. So after he got this inside information, Trump wrote down his answers to questions that Mueller gave him, because he has this info. So basically, he and Manafort, Trump and Manafort, used their information together to corroborate their story, to make the story sync, to be equal. After Trump did that, he turned in the written questions to Mueller. And then when Mueller got it, Mueller's like, oh, I saw that someone lied here. So Paul Manafort's plea deal got canceled because he lied. So Paul Manafort's going to prison for the rest of his life. That dirty bastard. He overthrew the country in Ukraine. That's how bad he is. And then he came to America to do the same thing here, to overthrow the country here. That's Paul Manafort's job, overthrow democracies. So
How do you do that?
how do you do that? If you watch this movie called Active Measures, it explains. But basically, what they do is they put in their puppet guy, and then they run a media campaign to discredit the institutions and the other person. So you know how they did it to Hillary Clinton? They said a bunch of BS about Hillary Clinton that none of it was true. But they're still, all the Republicans are convinced Hillary Clinton's a criminal. They're convinced she's a criminal, but they can't point to any crimes. They can't point to any indictments. They can't point to anything that she's done. There's nothing that she's done. There's nothing there. There's been 7 investigations into Hillary Clinton and 0. So it's a Russian thing, right? There doesn't have to be anything there. They just make it up. They lie. And people believe the lie. They're like, oh, if it's on TV, it must be true. Oh, I'm hearing people say this, it must be true. So what they did in Ukraine is that there was a really good politician, woman politician, who was going to try to bring democracy to Ukraine. But then there was the Russian guy, the Russian puppet, who the Russians wanted to bring Ukraine closer to Russia. So the Russians ran this disinformation campaign through Ukraine, and then the female good Ukrainian politician lost to the Russian politician. When the Russian politician got power in Ukraine, he made Ukraine really close to Russia, took away a bunch of the he took away a bunch of the democratic reforms, and he jailed the female politician for nothing. He just jailed her for nothing. So then after Paul Manafort did that in Ukraine, he came to America to do the same thing to Hillary Clinton.
I definitely agree that media is can play a huge role in that kind of stuff.
Oh man,
people do hear stuff. When you hear it on the news, like, it's pretty much, people think, regardless of what it is, it's it's true.
If it's on TV, yeah.
Yeah. Trust me, I already know that.
Yeah. So those are the 3 big things that happened. A 4th thing happened on Friday, which is, do you know who James Comey is? Jim Comey? Jim Comey used to be the head of the FBI. So when Michael Flynn started getting noticed that he was a foreign agent, Jim Comey is the head of the FBI. He told the FBI, hey, investigate this Michael Flynn. Well, Michael Flynn will lead to Trump. So Trump doesn't want Michael Flynn investigated. So Trump called Comey into his office by himself, just him and Comey, the head of the FBI. And Trump said, I'm your boss, dude. I want you to stop investigating Michael Flynn. And Trump's like, you're loyal to me, right? You're loyal to the Trump, aren't you? All these other guys are loyal to the Trump. You're loyal to the Trump, right, Comey? And Comey was like, sure, whatever. And then once he got out of the office, he's like, no way, dude, you're nuts. So Jim Comey wouldn't stop investigating Mike Flynn, which was Trump's buddy. So Trump said, oh, well, I need to take the heat off of this whole Russia thing. So he's like, if I fire the head of the FBI, that will stop it. So he fired Jim Comey to try to stop the investigation. That's called obstruction of justice. You can't do that. That's against the law. So when he did that, that was like a major deal. That's what got.
And that happened a while ago, though.
Yeah, that's what happened. That's what Nixon did. Nixon did the same thing. He fired the guy investigating him, thinking it would save him. Well, it doesn't. So when James,
hey, you gotta try, right? You gotta shoot your shot, yo.
Well, when Jim Comey got fired, Rod Rosenstein became Deputy Attorney General and said, well, we need to investigate this. So he appointed
I know
Robert
what you're
Mueller.
thinking, everybody. These are some crazy names.
Yeah, Robert Mueller. When Jim Comey got fired, Rod Rosenstein appointed Robert Mueller as the deputy or as the special
counsel. It's so crazy
counsel.
hearing you say these names.
Man, I'm telling you, this is such a...
I know, but when you say it's like Robert Mueller and like you just keep throwing out these names and it's like
Well,
so much
when
freaking like, info.
when you see their faces and when you see their faces,
Yeah, when
it
you
helps
see
a
the
lot.
faces, yeah, I know what you're saying.
Like, but right now I'm just spitting out
Yeah,
names.
now it's just a bunch of names. They just kind of melding together.
Yeah, but if you spit out if you see them in their faces, it all starts making
Yeah,
sense.
I know what you're saying.
So, but what I'm trying
Right
to
now,
say
I'm
is
just
that
picturing a really big chimera, like a 9-headed chimera with all their heads on it.
well, it's a hydra, right? You cut one
Or
off
a
and
hydra.
another
That's
one
it.
grows.
My bad. A
Yeah.
chimera. Good God. What is the chimera? Is not even. All right, go ahead.
No, chimera is a 3-headed beast with all 3 heads being different animals and the body of a dragon.
3-headed would have worked too. Just talking about 3 people, but I meant a hydra.
Oh shit! Oh poop! There was a creeper in here. What?
Nice.
Damn, dude, and it blew up my thing big time. How did a creeper get in here?
Where did it blow up?
It blew
I'm
up
just
right
sitting
next
here.
to me. I was looking right here. There was no creeper there. Where'd it come from?
I was just sitting here in your water. Where are you at?
I'm at my farm. I don't know where this creeper came out of nowhere. I have no
Oh.
dirt or nothing to fix it. Oh, wait a minute. Okay.
You ain't got no dirt. There's dirt everywhere, yo.
I know, right? But like, here, let me go grab it from. Oh, I got no dirt.
God made dirt, and it does not hurt.
I remember that. Yeah, and
Hey,
you get sick,
eat
and then
it.
you're like, it does hurt.
Still good.
I got a parasite. I got a
It
ringworm.
drops on the ground, you're okay. Don't worry about that, buddy. Kids, as long as it's been 2-3 seconds, you're okay. And it depends also where it lands, you know? What's up? I mean, if you think about it, there's probably stuff everywhere, you know?
Oh boy. Oh. That was weird. Creeper just out of nowhere.
Boom!
And it blew up. Yeah, I didn't see it. I was standing right there. I didn't see it. And then yet there's this giant hole now. Or there was. At least it didn't blow anything up important. Okay. So yeah, all this stuff is going on, right? All this crazy stuff is happening. And last night, Ronnie said something pretty true. He was like, oh, if this is what Michael Flynn did, Michael Flynn's a traitor. And I'm like, oh, he's getting it. Yes. Who else might be traitors? Everyone connected to him. Now remember, Michael Flynn, when he got sentenced, his punishment, he got sentenced with 1 count of lying to the FBI, and his sentence was 0 days in jail, no time in jail, because
What's up, yo?
because he came in early, and he was very cooperative, and he implicated a lot of other people. That means he ratted out someone higher than him. Who is higher than a general and the national security advisor? Who's higher than that?
Ow.
The vice president,
The vice president?
the vice president, and the president.
Are those the only 2?
Well, there might be like other senior level administrators, like children, like Don Jr.
Oh, okay.
Like Eric, like Kushner. Yeah. Do you see how?
That?
Now you know Kushner and Trump, and you know that evil Muslim guy, Mohammed bin Salman. He's the crown prince of Saudi Arabia. He just murdered that journalist for telling the truth about Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, I remember. That was the one where they like dismembered the dude. And all
Yeah. That's Mohammed bin Salman. He ordered that, and he's gonna be the next leader of Saudi Arabia. And
He's a younger cat too, right?
Yeah. So he got that the information about where his enemies were from Kushner, Jared Kushner, Trump's son-in-law, because Kushner gets access to American secrets. So Mohammed bin Salman cultivated like a pseudo friendship with this guy. It's like, oh, hey, what's up, buddy? Hey, what's up, friend? Aren't we friends? We're both young and in these positions of power. Isn't that cool? Hey, Are you really? Is America really that great and smart? I don't believe it. Maybe, like, if you were so smart, then you'd be able to tell me where these guys were, my enemies were. And Kushner's like, sure, buddy, I can help you out. You know, if you can make me rich, I'll help you out. I'll give you, you know, I'll give you America's secrets if you give me money. So Kushner gave a bunch of secrets using American intelligence to help Mohammed bin Salman find his enemies and then kill them. So to make Trump's rich.
And that was because the one dude was talking like
Smack about Saudi Arabia. He's like, hey, in Saudi Arabia, people are really poor and suffer a lot. And Mohammed bin Salman's like, oh, dude, you're talking shit about my country. I'm gonna kill you because I don't believe that people should have the right to speak freely. So he did, and then Trump's like, yeah, we agree. We agree with you. We don't believe that people should be able to talk bad about power. And if I could stop journalists in America, I would do it. That's what Trump says.
Yeah, I'm sure he would.
So yeah, Trump's a bad guy, dude. There's some bad shit or bad stuff going on. That's why I'm doing this program, to get people in the know, to make sure they understand. Like, as it is already, during this week, the very woman I helped build a computer, and I like told me that she doesn't believe anything I say regarding Trump and Russia. She only believes what Trump says. That's cult, man. That's a cult.
Some people are.
That's a cult. And if you look at what if you listen to what Trump was saying, how he's going to weather this latest scandal, his idea, his team, his people are saying, well, the way we're going to do it is we're not going to say much because we trust that people will just believe what the president says. And if the president says nothing, says that it's nothing, people will believe him, regardless of what evidence is presented. That's a scary situation to be in. You've given up your brain at that point.
Yep. No, some people are. Some of them, you know, I mean, you try to, especially if you present them with something or something happens, you know, they just try to circumvent around it.
Oh, well, yeah, well, it hurts their brain. They don't want to believe that they've been tricked.
You don't want to, especially after something that, you know, you sit there, you know, and a lot of people invested, you know, you invest a lot of time and, you know, sit there and you look at this thing, oh, you know, you want to believe who you're voting for and what you're doing is the right person. So, you know, you kind of, and, you know, like I said, too, you get around those like-minded people and everybody starts kind of thinking the same.
The echo chamber, yeah.
Yeah, so.
But that doesn't matter what it is. The problem is, like, it's not gonna, it doesn't work, dude. You can't be doing this because it's not true. Like, believe all you want, but it's not true. And by following,
but nothing's gonna do it. Even if you do get freaking caught, they'll just say, "Oh, you know, well, they made it up and blah 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 blah." You know, you're never really gonna change them once they're already in that kind of state.
You can't say that. Like, if you say that, that means you're giving up on these humans, and they're not human anymore. Is what you're saying. They've completely lost their ability to reason, and we should give up on them. And we should treat them as enemies. I think
they pretty much have lost their ability to reason.
Well then, yeah, dude, then you're saying they're enemies.
That's why they're pretty much gonna sit there and just, you know.
That's why. Then at that point, you're saying they're enemies. Right. Okay. Look what's going on in France. Do you know what's happening in France?
I saw that the other day. Some crazy stuff.
Okay, so it's complicated. Like, so, in France, they had an election, and the way they do elections in France is they do like 2 rounds. The first round, you have everyone in, and if no one gets 50%, then the 2 top people go to the runoff between those 2. So there was a whole bunch of people running in the first round. And because of that, that means the 2 highest were some middle-of-the-road guy, and who's Macron, and then some Nazi chick named Le Pen. So those 2 were the only ones that got to the runoff, because they were the highest of the crowded field. But no one was going to vote for the Nazi. So everyone had to vote for the middle-of-the-road guy, but no one liked him. But is better than a Nazi.
But he was the only other choice, yeah.
Yeah. So, so the middle-of-the-road guy gets in and starts doing all these reforms, but no one really likes it. So they start protesting against it. But the Russians pick up on it, and Trump and the right wing pick up on it. And they're like, oh, look, like, this is disrupting the country. Let's amplify it. So Trump and the Nazis are starting to take the symbols that the French are using, which is the yellow coat, and they're stealing them. They're stealing
What
it.
is that? I saw everybody dressed up in that.
So yellow
Like
coat.
everybody had it, and I tripped out at first. I was like, what the hell?
All right. So there's
What is that?
the yellow coats in France are a coalition of a whole bunch of people. Right? They don't have any one demand. They have a whole bunch of demands. The problem in France is that, like, sure, right? You have your medical taken care of. You have your housing taken care of. You have your.
What do you mean housing and all that stuff?
Like the government subsidizes
I have no
health.
idea.
The
Okay.
government subsidizes a lot. Subsidizes your food, your health care, and your.
And subsidizes.
That means they pay really
What?
high taxes. Everyone pays high taxes, and then everyone gets health care, housing, and food.
Okay.
Okay, the problem is that sure, everyone's got the necessities taken care of, but when it's all said and done, you don't have hardly anything left over.
Because you're paying like
Yeah.
huge taxes.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. So sure, you're taken care of, and everyone's taken care of, but you don't have much anything else. You can't.
They don't
really
have to pay anything for housing.
They do, right? But it's not. But they get if you're poor,
It's
subsidized.
minimal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they have a system of subsidies to help it out, to even it out.
Okay.
So they don't have a great wealth inequality as much, but they're stagnant. They can't really do anything. So they're just riled up. And then they see people in Paris. See, the problem is that sure the countryside is subsidized and barely hanging on, but when you're in Paris, that's like the center. They're like living fat. They live fat in Paris. Paris is like a super beautiful city. My God, I love Paris. I love Paris. But yeah, dude, the people in France feel disconnected because Paris gets all the benefits and it's all glorious and looks all pretty, but the rest of France kind of suffers.
It's just kind of where everybody kind of goes.
Well, yeah, and it's like everyone else is suffering, but the Parisians have it good because they have a beautiful city, which gets a bunch of the money.
Yeah, which gets all the money and all that.
Yeah,
because,
so they're just
they bring
content
in the
about
money.
that.
Yeah.
And then there's a whole bunch of stuff. There's a fuel tax they're trying to increase.
Yeah, that's what I heard about too. Something with the fuel tax kind
Okay.
of started a lot of the riots, I guess, or something.
Yeah,
like
but
that.
that's not the only thing. See,
Yeah.
the right wing wants to make it only about the fuel tax because they want to say, look, high taxes in France. That means the right wing is correct that we should have low barriers for capital. But that's not what the yellow coats are about. That's just one of the things. But the right wing is trying to co-opt it, steal the movement. They're trying to steal the yellow coats for Nazi things, not for French things. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So yeah, man, this is happening, and then it's amplified on Twitter and social media. So you're telling me
Of
earlier,
course.
like, yeah, media being dangerous. Well, yeah, because like the fascists know how to use media. That's what Trump is doing. That's what Trump does. He uses media to speak directly to the people so that they only believe him and not the truth. That's why he's a. I mean, after
There you
hearing
go.
all this stuff that's going on, and you talk to people who are Trump supporters, they don't know any of the people I mentioned. Even though they're central to the Trump-Russia thing, they'll say to you, "Oh, there's no proof of anything," because they don't know. Because if you listen to the stations that they listen to, those stations don't tell them anything. They just feed them propaganda and lies.
Yeah.
Oh man. So just chilling in the water.
Yeah, I'm sitting here. The doggy dog. The doggy.
I'm gonna go for a ride to Tree of Life, Old Sisters Junction.
What is it called?
Old Sister Junction.
Alright. Old Sister Junction. What's your malfunction? If I can get out of your stinking maze.
Yeah, you know what? I kind of want to make a new base so I can like.
Still, I ended up in your freaking cart area. What the hell is?
Yeah, dude, it's my base is a little crazy. I gotta
Oh no!
make it less crazy.
No, I'm really lost. Oh, good God.
So we got all these crazy things going on, and there's some Americans who have no idea, and they're very antagonistic if you try to change it. And that's just a bad situation.
Jack!
He knows it. Jax knows. So, yeah, so we got this situation going on. Oh, I have like, let's see. Ah, stupid bats. Fucking hate those things.
The bats!
I do, I hate them because I forget that I haven't slept in forever.
I have not slept.
The sister's over there. Is there a bed in this place? I think there is, inside the tree. Yeah, so you can check it out and you can see if they're doing this in France, it's a worldwide thing going on. The Russians are trying to destabilize democracy all over the world. They're trying to amplify the discord in France. They're the ones behind Brexit in England. You know Brexit?
I've heard the...
Yeah, the UK barely voted to leave the European Union. Actually, only England did. Everyone else, France, Wales, and Scotland all wanted to stay in the UK, or the EU. But only England wanted to leave the EU. So they're dragging everyone else out with them. And everyone's pissed. The Scots, they were thinking about breaking off of the United Kingdom because they weren't sure, and it was a really close vote. But they voted to stay with the UK because they wanted to stay in the EU. And then the next year, England's like, oh, we're leaving the EU, and we're going to drag you with us, Scotland. So Scotland's like, ah! Well, fine, we might just vote to leave again, to stay in the EU. But the people behind that is Russia. Because Russia can't defeat the big blocks of countries. They need the world to break up to little pieces in order for them to do anything, to have any power. Did you come to the Tree of Life, the Old Sisters Junction?
I got stuck again, going... What the hell?
What do you mean got stuck?
I just got in your minecart. Alright, let me click. Maybe I didn't click the button. Do I have to click it every time?
Yeah, you have to click where you're going. Yeah.
Alright.
You have to tell where you're going.
Just say if you went there?
The light will come up
if...
if...
I'm going now.
Alright.
Here we go. I just clicked it because I thought you clicked it and it stayed on it. So
yeah, no, once you go, it resets.
Thanks a lot, Robert. Dang.
So this is like a worldwide struggle that's going on. It's not just in America. It's happening all over the world. And really, this gets to the unresolved issues from World War II. Like, I want to say that 100 years or however long ago, World War II, all that was a result of the struggle between two forces, historical forces, fascism and socialism. They're both struggling over who controls the state, who controls the government. Because fascism says that that power is the only thing that matters. So the people who control the state will be the most powerful, and you want to concentrate power in order to control the state. So it's anti-democratic, is fascism. Socialism says that the state is held by the people, and so that if the power of the state is held by the people, and the people are diffuse, necessarily the power is diffuse. So the only way you can capture that power is through democracy, by consensus, getting a whole bunch of people to get on board with your idea. So if you look, those two ideas are totally opposite. Totally opposite. On one hand, you have concentrated power, no representation. On the other hand, you have diffuse power and everyone represented. These two ideas are fundamentally incompatible, and that's why they're at war in our world. they were at war in World War II, right? You were having your struggle between in Spain. The struggle was between Franco, the fascist, and the Spanish socialists. And the Spanish socialists lost, and Franco became the ruler of Spain, the fascist ruler for a long time. In Germany, it was the same thing, right? They had a weak government. Hitler rose to power through democratic means, but once he got power, he took away the democracy and consolidated power to his party, which were the Nazis, which is what Trump is trying to do.
Sorry, I just have it muted because the dogs are barking.
No, that's all right. Yeah, that's all right. So that there was a big fight, rah rah rah, and then the compromise between socialism and fascism was liberal capitalism, liberalism. Liberalism tried to balance between fascism and socialism. It tried to say, all right, liberal capitalism is going to be like, okay, we understand that capitalism creates all these horrible conditions for a lot of people, because that's what it does. That's what capitalism does. It creates horrible conditions for some people, so you can take those horrible conditions, the energy that you get from the horrible conditions, and use them, repurpose it to make things nice for other people. So in other words, we'll pay people shitty wages and bad, horrible conditions in China and third world countries. They'll make products that we can come over here to America and sell cheaply, cheaper than you can make here in America, because you have to pay people decently and care about the environment. Capitalism.
Care about the environment.
So liberal capital. So liberalism's like, all right, we gotta like, we understand, we love capitalism, but we understand that capitalism creates bad things for people. So what we need to do is somehow ameliorate those excesses. We make the highs less high and the lows less low. So that's what makes the capitalist welfare state, which is like welfare and food stamps and stuff like that. So that's supposed to be the compromise. However, capitalists, the fascists, hate that. They hate it because it diffuses power, and it gives the weakest people some power, so they're not totally exploited. So fascists hate it, so they're always looking for ways to subvert it. Contrarily, socialists love the fact that you take care of people and you diffuse power away from you make the power diffuse. So they're looking for ways to always expand it, to expand the number of people who are covered and who are protected, and to lift up the people from the bottom and then drag down the people from the top, to keep people in the middle. Like, so that's the eternal struggle, and supposedly we had a nice compromise with liberal democracy, but if you look at the way things kind of went in America, ever since the 1970s, things started going downhill. It was working out because every time there was an increase in productivity, there was a matching increase in wages. But in the 1970s, that got broken out. Every time productivity increased, wages stayed flat. So workers are making more and more stuff, but getting paid the same amount of money. So who got all that extra money?
The people that own the business or whatever?
Yeah, the owners, the capitalists. The capitalists kept all those increases in productivity, and they didn't feed it back to the workers. So that was the beginning of the breakdown of liberal capitalism. Because if the capitalists aren't going to keep their end of the bargain, then this deal's not going to work. So capitalists started getting more and more money and power, and the people remained stagnant, flat. So now we're at this point, right? We're at this point where we have two economies. If you're doing good, you're doing really good. And if you're doing bad, it sucks more and more and more. You cannot get out of it. So we had this economic recovery, and the economy, the stock market's super high, but if you're in the lower 50%, it's crap. There was never a recovery. You're working part-time jobs with split shifts, getting paid not enough, and having to work stupid hours, and it's just horrible. Or you're homeless and sleeping in your car, and that's expensive to be homeless. Like, no one wants to admit it, but it's expensive to be homeless because you can't
Yeah, it
cook.
is, because you can't cook, you can't do all that.
Yeah, it's expensive as hell to be
Gotta
poor.
buy gas, drive around, and all that.
So it's a super trap, and that's America. We have a trap for poor people that middle class is deathly afraid of. So a lot of times the middle class will betray the poor to not be one of the poor, thinking that'll help the middle class, but it doesn't. The middle class is slowly getting grinded down to be poor by definition, because that's what capitalism wants. Fascists can't have a middle class. Middle class means diffuse power. Give people who aren't so rich a little bit of power, that's no good for fascists. If you're poor, you get no power. If you're rich, you get all the power. That's what fascists want. They can't have a middle class. Socialists want everyone to be middle class because that means everyone has roughly the same level of power. I'm a socialist, dude. So, democratic socialist. As opposed to a national socialist who are fascists. Gotta hang out with the sisters for a bit. So yeah, there are big things going on in our world, and like it's being manifested on multiple levels. It's global at this point. It's a global struggle that's happening. Which is why the news is so big right now.
Yep, not just us.
I'm at your house, ha ha ha. La casa de Captain Pones. With my broken machine. I have to fix it. I have to fix your Hishwa, Ishwa, whatever.
Oh, God.
Wash, because they changed the minecart physics. So now this thing will launch you into lava. It doesn't work anymore. I have to fix it so it doesn't launch you into lava.
It just launches you. See, just like the Willy Wonka thing. Everything is dangerous.
So, okay. So, Hillary Clinton is old, and she's kind of out of politics. She got defeated by the, oh, that's right, the mine carts, the mine tracks get broken by the water now. No. No, I'm stuck in here now. No. Okay,
Oh, good God.
So, but the thing is, the right wing needs a boogeyman. It needs someone to hate. And if Hillary Clinton's too old, you can't hate her anymore. She's not in politics. It's kind of stupid. Do you know James Comey? Remember the guy got fired for not stopping the Russia investigation?
Mm-hmm.
He got called in. Okay, so we just had an election. Republicans lost the House of Representatives. But in the meantime, we have this thing called the lame duck session. So we're in that time where they lost the election, but they haven't seated the new people yet. So technically, Republicans still have control of the House, even though they don't have a mandate. Well, since that they control the House for a little bit longer, they're going to use that power of subpoena to go find stuff out, right? So we've learned about all this Russia stuff that just happened, and all those major things. So what do the House Republicans do with all this knowledge? They call in Jim Comey, and they ask him about Hillary's emails again.
The demon.
Because they're trying to make it like, don't look over here, don't look over here, go look over there at Hillary Clinton. Well, you can't. It's getting worse and worse to point to Hillary Clinton. So now they need a new boogeyman. Who is their new boogeyman? Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, House representative from Queens in New York City. She is awesome. She's a democratic socialist. She is awesome. She does not back down from the crap that the right-wing trolls throw at her. And because she's awesome, the right-wing hate her. They're trying to demonize her and turn her into the next Hillary Clinton. Where someone they hate for no reason. And they blame for all their problems. Man, your house is kind of wet.
I know, what the heck, yo?
You have a pool here to
But
stay
that's why
wet.
I have this cool pool, because now it's a jacuzzi. In order to keep it warm, I just urinate in here.
Oh,
Stays
nice.
warm, and you just and yeah, and I'm just chill, and the rain comes down. I try to keep it as warm as possible. So what I do in order to keep it rotating is I drink the water that's in here also, so that I can have to keep urinating, and then I just re-urinate.
Oh.
You gotta do what you gotta do, man.
So you are your own filter. Nice.
Yes, I am, sir. I am the recycler. That's what they call me. I'm the recycler.
So yeah, big things are going on. Holy crap. Man, so those are the big news that happened. We know that Trump has committed a felony. Basically, in all this information, when they're explaining what happened, they kept calling Trump individual 1 because they don't want to, because they can't indict him yet. They're not going to indict him yet, but they know he committed a crime, a felony. So instead of calling him by his name, they call him by the pseudonym individual 1. He is in big trouble, man. He is in all of these documents. So his only goal, Trump's goal is to stay in the presidency as long as possible. Because if you're in the presidency, you can't go to prison. And Trump has to hope that he dies before he loses the presidency. Because if he ever loses the presidency, he's going directly to prison.
So he can't go to jail because he's president right now?
Yeah, maybe he can. So that's the thing. Like, it's unresolved. Like, there hasn't been a court case to say if the president can go to prison. And like, it's scary. That's a major constitutional crisis. So we're trying not to go there. But Trump is going to make us go there. Because Trump knows the only way he gets out of prison is by saying president. So Robert Mueller might challenge that. He might say, well, we don't think that's true. We think we can indict a sitting president. But we don't. But he hasn't done it yet. That's why Trump is referred to as individual 1 in all of the documents. Individual 1 committed a felony with Michael Cohen and with Felix Sater and a bunch of these other people. So, and individual 1 is Trump. So we know Trump committed a felony. The only problem is that he's president, so we have to get him out. But he doesn't want to get out because he knows if he comes out, he's gonna go to jail. So Trump is trying to stay president until he dies. That's his goal. What a country, huh?
I don't know if that's gonna work. Maybe you can just keep eating a lot and all that. Maybe he'll croak.
He's eating those McDonald's cheeseburgers,
He's just gonna
right?
McDonald's it down.
Yeah, because he doesn't trust food, so he always buys McDonald's food. Because no one knows he's gonna go buy it.
Doesn't trust.
And it's pre-prepared, so no one can poison it. Oh, there's no...
Oh, good God.
Yeah.
That is craziness.
Alright, I'm gonna go back to base. You want a minecart?
I got about 7 minutes. Yeah, I just leave one here. I'm coming.
Alright, I just made another one for me. Go! Wow. So what about, I don't know, video game news? What else is going on? Like, I just dropped a whole bunch of heavy-ass stuff on you, man.
Not much, not much. The usual. Oh, I don't see a minecart now.
Yeah, I was gonna make you one. Wow, man, look at all these monsters here. Holy crap, it's like a monster hoedown. There's the heart of Reno. Oh, Drano, it's not Reno. Drano. Ah. Yeah, you know what? I wanna start a new world. I mean, this is great. I mean, I love this, but I'm the only one who did anything here. So, like,
the new one. All right, I think I'm coming down. I don't know. Find out. I'm just going.
Well, now that I know how to dupe rails, it makes it a lot easier. And now that I know how to make iron farms, iron won't be such a hassle. I know how to make gold farms, but I'll do that later. a gold farm. I don't really need gold anymore.
You gold farmer.
Oh God, World of Warcraft. Have you like been keeping up on that?
No, I haven't played anything. I didn't even get back in. Usually I get every expansion and play it for like a month to try the new content, but I didn't do this last one.
Well, there's
just too much out.
There's no
yeah,
new
but
content.
it's still new worlds and all that though. Like you know.
It's new textures on.
Yeah, okay, new textures on same
on
thing,
old
but that's
models.
like almost every game.
No, not almost every. Like okay. World of Warcraft, great idea, but it's time to let that thing die and make a new...
they need to make something new for
yeah,
sure.
because you need new models.
I'm sure they're already
rehashing.
Something, yeah.
They've been rehashing the same models for like 15 years.
I mean, you figure with all the money they're making on that game, there's no way that they're, you know, obviously Overwatch got changed into a fighting game from what they wanted, but
yeah,
you know, I'm sure that there's another one on the table. They're not making that much money and going, oh, this is the last one we'll do, you know? Come on now.
Well, I mean, the reason why I like Minecraft so much is because of the mechanics, the fact that you can destroy everything and build everything, and it's persistent. Warcraft has the same model, same mechanics since the beginning, which is go find a quest giver, go do the chore, and then come back, and then repeat until the end of the expansion, and then they press the reset button. Yeah, like it's the same thing over, and then do the dance. If you wanted raid, then that means you have to go learn a dance, because that's what you're doing, is learning a dance.
And then
press buttons in a certain order. And repeat.
Then you got to turn it into a job, because then you got to do mats and all that for your pots and this and that, or end up buying it, which is expensive. So yeah.
Well, I mean, that's all right, but the thing, the mechanics, the way you go about doing it, you can't go make your own farm, like to go get the mats. You can't make your own building. Everything you do is reset in a week. Nothing you do matters.
Yeah, I guess.
So like, look at this place. Look at where we're standing in, right? This poppy shrine is still here. This train station is still here. I built this thing, like, and it's
all
useful.
Your morbid pictures on the wall are still here.
Yeah, let's see. What do we see? This morbid picture. We got beautiful sunrat flowers. I think that's Picasso.
Oh, burning skull.
Then we got this beautiful lighthouse.
And beautiful skeleton sitting in a nice. It looks like a seashell. That's beautiful.
Oh, then we got this Van Gogh Starry Nights. That's beautiful.
Just the freaking.
Then
skull
the Japanese
head. This one's
wave.
awesome. This one's legit. This is a Donkey Kong picture. I'll take that one.
No, it's Van Gogh Starry Night, man. Look at, we're just looking at the same thing. We're seeing different stuff.
No.
Oh, beautiful birch
Donkey
tree.
Kong is right there. Although Donkey Kong, for some reason, is actually under whoever the heck is on the top, which would be Mario, I'm guessing.
Man, you're crazy. That's
and there are no ladders up there too. So how did Mario even get up there?
You're seeing wild stuff. You're using the wrong texture path. So yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry if this is a boring episode of me just blabbering about like major stuff going on.
Yeah, I didn't have much going on. I've been poopy this week. Been feeling blah.
Me too. I think it's because it's so dark and dreary and cold now. Like I woke up super late. I had to rush to get everything done, ready for this episode.
When I logged into Discord, I was like, "Hey, he's not here." I was like, "That's odd."
Yeah, I was late. Hey, I'm going to the Northern Sea real quick. Or the... Oh yeah, I am going to the Northern Sea. Uh-oh. This is maybe a bad idea. Alright, well, whatever. Oh, I can make a skeleton grinder. That's right, that's what I should be doing today. It's a grinder.
I love skeleton grinding.
Well, I don't know. Water makes me nervous because I lost all my sponges in the wither battle, and I can't get new sponges unless I go find a new ocean to go.
You know they don't make those anymore, right? The sponge.
What? What are you talking about?
They don't make the sponge anymore.
What are you talking about? Who's they?
I mean, you got to pretty much be whatchamacallit, the company. You have to do whatchamacallit now. You get vetted and all that before you use one of those things. They don't want to just use it on anybody, you know.
What are you talking about?
Nothing. I'm gonna keep it PG here. We're gonna keep it PG, everybody.
All right.
You don't watch Seinfeld, do you?
No, I don't. I don't watch much TV really. I have like huge cultural deficits in television watching that people
That
always
was a-
refer to, and I'm like,
That was a good old Seinfeld reference where Elaine, you know what a sponge is other than a sponge?
Well, yeah, dude.
Okay,
we're
yeah.
using our coral reefs, and I think that's where we get a lot of the old school sponges, is from actual living coral reef creatures.
Oh, well, there's a sponge too that's for women.
Oh yeah.
And like in the Seinfeld show, they stopped making it.
Oh.
So she started going around to all the businesses and buying them. And like she would walk in there and she'd be like, "Do you have any?" And they're like, "Yeah, we got a couple boxes left." And then she's like, "All right, give me 4." And then the guy walks back there and then like he starts to walk back. She's like, "You know what? Give me 8." And he's like, "You want 8?" She's like, "Yeah." And then he walks back. He's like, "You know what? Just give me 12." And then he starts walking back and then finally she's like, "You know what? Just give me screw it. Give me all the boxes." And he just gives her this look like, "You are a HOE." Like, you know, like, good God, what are you gonna do with all those boxes, you know? Because they're used for contraceptive.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, so like she asked for it all and like he's looking at her and then
Rockstar, dude. She's like, damn, woman, all right.
so she gets all these things and then she has her boyfriend at the house, you know, and like he's all sitting there. And Seinfeld always comes back around, you know, like with the stuff that happens. So he goes in her closet to grab something and like there's like 10 or 12 boxes just stocked up in there and he's all like, "All right," you know, and then like he gets over there and then like she's all like, "Hey, I gotta make sure that you're sponge worthy because I just can't waste these, you know, they don't make them anymore." So like then she's sitting there asking these people questions and like, you know, like vetting them out and all that. It's so good. Like,
oh wow,
literally,
that's
she
funny.
can't
Are
waste
you
them
worthy
all.
of the sponge? Yeah, I only got a
Yeah.
few of these. They can't be just wasting them on.
Dude,
on
and she has a whole closet when he
slouches, you
opens
know.
it up. It's so
That's
good.
funny. Holy crap! Wow, that's.
I love Seinfeld.
Oh, here's the part that Pocky broke. The washout. Oh, it made
The
it through.
wash. All right, it's about that time for the cat fluids.
All right, Senor. Well, I hope I dropped a bunch of knowledge on you. I hope you're going around and explaining this to other people so they know what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, I try, but you know,
I mean, it's not something that comes up very much.
it's hard for me to freaking, you know, digest it all. Also, you know, like you said, there's a lot of names and all that stuff being thrown out. So
Yeah, I'm wondering if I should make like a. I mean, I'm sure there's there's graphics. I can make one, post it on my webpage, like a quickie cheat sheet. Of like, this is Mike Flynn. He's a traitor. This is Paul Manafort. This is Michael Cohen. He's a dirty lawyer. Like, you know, just quickie little cards, trading cards.
all right, I'm gonna head out before these dogs start barking, and I gotta go anyway.
All right, Senor. Well, thank you
It was
for
fun.
coming to my little world here, my little
Not a
seminar.
problem.
And then America, thank you for listening and keeping in touch and informed. We're coming on, like, I think things are gonna get more and more nuts. I'm glad that you're tuning in. And,
Let's hope not.
no, it's gonna get more and more nuts. So things are gonna get more and more crazy. So I hope you keep tuned in and informed and yeah, keep your eye on the ball, whatever that means.
Not to the sky.
And keep your heads in the clouds and your feet on the ground. Okay, America.
You're
Peace.
super tall if that happens, but peace out.
Yeah.